This is probably the time of year when you're thinking about putting the figures on your self-assessment tax return ready for submission in January. Well, we're going to talk about today the 7 most significant reasons why your return could get picked up by HMRC for a tax inquiry. So let's go over to the whiteboard and go through them. Let's go through the 7 most popular reasons for a HMRC inquiry into your tax return. The most obvious reason is errors or discrepancies in your return. So errors and discrepancies is where you put figures on your tax return and they don't match up with the information HMRC have from either your employer in terms of the benefits you've received or from your bank in terms of the amount of interest you've received and any other sources. So make sure whatever you put on your return is verified against a third-party source where you got that income from. The most obvious reason for a HMRC inquiry. Reason number 2, if you're in what's called the high-risk sector. High-risk sector, obvious, people who deal in cash, taxi drivers, takeaways, restaurants, where there is a substantial amount of cash knocking around. If you're in a high-risk sector, there's more chance of you getting picked up for an inquiry. Reason number 3, large claims. For example, if you put a large claim in for travel expenses, a large claim in for expenses in relation to rental income, they'll get flagged up. Number 4, late returns. That's an obvious reason, late or amended returns. If you're consistently late sending in your tax return, i.e. after the January deadline, or you've gone back and amended it several times, red flag. They will look into your returns. Number 5, significant changes. If you're in business and your profit margins have significantly altered, or they're significantly different to what the industry average is, or there's been another significant change in your return, again, it's a red flag, it will get picked up. Number 6, overseas income. You'd be surprised the number of comments I've had on TikTok where people have asked questions about overseas companies and overseas accounts and so forth, thinking the taxman won't get sight of these. They're well aware of these. So if you've got any overseas income, or even legitimately if you've had overseas income, for example, if you've been in India and you've inherited some property or you've rented some property out, there is a cooperation agreement with the UK HMRC on quite a lot of jurisdictions, and they will know about overseas income. And finally, number 7, it's just not your day. You're one of those that's just completely unlucky and you get picked at random, and that will trigger a HMRC inquiry. These are the 7 key reasons why your tax return, your self-assessment tax return, may get picked up for an inquiry. Now look, all of these reasons may well be legitimate reasons, and there may be explanations for these. And so if you get a letter, it's important that you seek professional advice rather than trying to tackle this yourself. And we can explain away most of this if there are valid reasons for it. If there aren't valid reasons, we can mitigate the interest and the penalties by coming clean at an early stage and getting things sorted out. In the next video, I will discuss the main businesses that are at risk and the ones where HMRC have got a keen eye on. In the meantime, as always, if you need us, drop me an email.